The studio lights shimmered like 1,000 tiny suns as the final round of Beat the Chasers began. The crowd was hushed, waiting. Paul Sinha, known to millions as the Sinner Man, sat poised, expression unreadable. But behind that cool exterior, a storm brewed. Tonight wasn't just another game. It was personal. A week earlier, Paul had been flipping through social media when he saw a name that stopped him cold: Tom Merrick. The name hit him like a sucker punch from the past. Tom had been his fiercest rival during his university quiz bowl days. Back in the 90s, they had gone head-to-head in the National University Quiz Finals. It was Paul's breakout moment, or it should have been, until Tom had pulled a last-second answer from the jaws of impossibility and crushed Paul's team by 1 point. One humiliating, unforgettable point. Worse, Tom had celebrated like he just discovered gravity. "Looks like the so-called genius couldn't handle the pressure," he'd said with a wink. That was the last time Paul had seen him, until now. Back in the studio, the host welcomed Tom to the stage. The contestant walked out confidently, wearing a smug grin that hadn't aged a day. He was older, sure, with gray in his beard, but the arrogance was timeless. Paul's eyes narrowed. "Well, well," Tom said when their eyes met. "The Sinner Man. I wondered if I'd see you tonight. Still smart, or just good at pretending?" The audience chuckled. Paul didn't. "You should know, Tom," Paul replied coolly. "I never forget a face, or a fluke." Tom laughed, but there was a flicker of unease. The other chasers, Anne, Mark, Jenny, Dara, and Sean, looked between the two with interest. This wasn't going to be a normal round. The clock began. Tom had chosen to face 4 chasers. The prize? £100,000. High risk, higher reward. And Paul was front and center. Questions flew like darts. History, literature, science, pop culture. Tom was good, better than Paul remembered, but Paul was better still. Each correct answer he delivered was precise, almost surgical. When Tom got a question wrong, "What year did the Berlin Wall fall?" Paul didn't smirk. He simply gave the right answer with a sharpness that cut deeper than gloating ever could. 1989. Paul said, staring directly at Tom. The crowd roared. Tom flinched. With 30 seconds left, it was neck and neck. One wrong answer from either side could flip the game. Final question. Host: which Shakespearean character says, "The lady doth protest too much, methinks"? Tom buzzed in too quickly. "Juliet!" A gasp from the audience. Paul, cool as ever. "Queen Gertrude, Hamlet." The final buzzer rang. The chasers had won. The lights dimmed slightly as Tom was thanked for playing. Paul stood, walked over, and extended his hand. "No hard feelings," Paul said, but his eyes twinkled with a quiet, victorious fire. Tom shook it, trying to smile. Guess the genius finally got his revenge. Paul leaned in, voice low enough only Tom could hear. "It wasn't revenge. It was justice. Welcome to my turf." Backstage, the other chasers laughed and clapped Paul on the back. "Never seen you so intense," Jenny said. "That guy really got under your skin, huh?" Paul smiled, sipping his tea. "Let's just say," he replied, "sometimes trivia is more than just knowledge. Sometimes it's a reckoning." That night, the headlines exploded. "It's personal. Paul Sinha settles a decades-old score on Beat the Chasers." And somewhere in the shadows of trivia forums, a new legend was born. Because for once, the Sinner Man wasn't just chasing.